We have seen 723 billion given to Day Pharma. Who know, Lutoti, you're a pharmacist. Do you know any drug you are getting from Day Pharma? Metronidas. Which is the cheapest. But I don't know when me have never prescribed any showing Day Pharma. Inspire Africa coffee, 180 billion. Muramuzi was telling me he's a coffee farmer. I asked him, which coffee comes from Inspire Africa? We have given 180 billion. Lubowa swallowed over 200 billion before we saw one brick. Isn't it? So when you look at the total of money which has been spent, it is over 2 trillion. Atiak sugar, 666 billion. No kilogram of sugar yet. I heard Bahati saying, Minister of Trade, that this year you are going to see 1 kilogram of sugar. 1 kilogram of sugar, 666 billion. It is the most expensive sugar on heaven and earth. And we are saying medical interns, 24 billion, too much money. Even if it is 240 billion. After all, the money of Atiak sugar alone can train interns for 10, 20 years at the current pay. The money of Day Pharma can train interns for 15 years. 2,000 interns. So my concluding remarks is that this is about money. This is the National Budget Week. And Dr. Ramadan Gobi said, look here, we have some money. When he launched the National Budget Week, he said, the National Budget Month, he said, we have some money. The second thing he said, there shall no longer be public ceremonies. And he said the public ceremonies will save the exact amount of money the medical interns need, 24 billion. Can that money which has been saved by Dr. Ramadan Gobi, thank you very much, the economics that works, that's what he says, we want it to work, just bring that money and give to the medical interns. Remember, by the way, Ministry of Health already has money. So what they need is just a top up of even maybe 10 billion or even less. We are not even asking for 24. 10 billion can disappear there in the parliament and they can't even trace it on CSR. So can parliament give us CSR for interns so that they eat food? Thank you very much. I'd like to thank you for inviting me here. Dr. Semakade, he also gave
ministry has gone into that phase. They are blinking their eyes or some Master University, Canada. Isaac K. Semakade. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome with me Dr. Ekwaro Obuku. 3. He completed a doctorate of philosophy and policy sciences at Makerere University College of Health Sciences and McMaster University, Canada. The reason we mentioned that he is a year 1 student at UTAMU is because UTAMU is in partnership with the Uganda Law Society, and he is an example of what we are trying to push for in as far as partnerships with different organizations, learning institutions, and partners that are as radical as the leader of the Radical New Bar, Isaac K. Semakade. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome with me Dr. Ekwaro Obuku.
Thank you very much. I didn't know it was going to be my turn. I was waiting to speak after my president, because you see I'm not supposed to speak after my president, because you see I'm not supposed to speak what he's going to speak. But since you have made me stand here, I must speak. I'm a proud law student, and I'm about to pay for the Uganda Student Law Society or something like that. And the one of UTAMU. I've been paying school fees slowly. As you know, the economy, we are all responding to the economy. And I'm sorry I came late, but I found that we also started in the African time. Let me start with the end. What is this about? This is about money. It is really about pay. Even if you go to the United States of America today, the leading economy, or China the second, or UK the third, young doctors are always on strike or exploited, even those who have qualified. We can always improve the technicalities which Dr. Lutoti talked about. And thank you very much, my predecessors here, who spoke very, very capably, especially the young ones. Because I was very happy to hear the young president speak. I saw myself when I had the fire. It's still there, but at another level. So the other important thing to say is that let's have remedies. Let's have remedies. And we look at several aspects. Politically, we are saying secure the future. Of who? The future is today for these people. Which future are we securing? So I'll talk a bit of politics. I belong to the Uganda People's Congress. That's why you see I'm in red here. And I thank the lawyers, by the way. You sent me money during the campaigns. And I succeeded. I was number 4 MP in waiting. Because the election was very, very scientific. Even if you won, sometimes you are not even announced. But me, at least I got results. Yeah? And I was number 4. I was given actually results. May not have been the true one. We were all given results. One of the options is, we have been in this battle for long with my president. Let me just time myself so that I don't take more than 10 minutes. What time is it? I just want to say these things very fast. Okay, let me try to finish at 46. And we were in a meeting with General Tumukunde. At that time, he was the Minister of Security. We met cabinet, and Professor Rubabinda showed us a pay slip of an intern when he was an intern. I hope this is not what you're going to say. and therefore, an intern was paid in public service. The scale was U5C. And an intern, by the way, was paid more than a general medical doctor, already qualified. And the reason was simple. An intern was working 25 hours a day. Out of 24, he was working 25. And 8 days a week out of 7. Do you get what I mean? So that can be done by government, should not abdicate from paying all interns. You see, what government is doing is bringing back a colonial legacy of divide and rule. Let us pay the government ones, we leave the private ones. It's not fair. It's unconstitutional. It discriminates. And therefore, Muramuri is there, is my colleague. He challenged me, said, but why don't you talk about some health economics? You don't need to go to health economics school to make a simple calculation. What are we talking about? 24 billion shillings. Although they always ask for 35. They say we need 35. But we know that if you pay 1 million shillings per month times 12 months, for 2,000 interns is 24. If it's 2,100, maybe 25, 26. But they always ask for 35. And they account for it very well. So, I calculated at 3,000 interns. Because they are saying there are more, we can't manage. Let's look at 3,000 interns. Okay? What is that calculation? It comes to 36 billion or 35, which is $10 million. I will tell you a few things. That money is there. You have seen how money is in the parliament there. The money of parliament has increased from 600 billion to 1.3 trillion in less than 10 years. In less than 10 years. But when it comes to interns, Tumbavu. You saw the Agora cartoon. They said Tumbavu. You don't matter. Okay? So what is the value addition? There are at least, out of the 2,100, there are at least 1,000 doctors. Each doctor, how many cesarean sections have you done this year? In your? Around 56. The president of interns, thank you very much, has done about 56. Because you have to have a logbook, isn't it? As an intern, you have a logbook? But at least you keep a record. He has done 56 cesarean sections. Mothers who are pregnant and are going emergency care to deliver the mother, he has done 56. I think the least doctor could do 10, maybe. The one who is dodgy, isn't it? At least we'll do once a month. Okay, 12. Let's discount to 10. If each doctor, there are 1,000 intern doctors. If each doctor does 10 cesarean sections minimum, he has done 56. Let us cost a cesarean section. If you go to a private facility, how much is a cesarean section? 1 million? Is cesarean section 1 million? In Lacho. In Lacho, 1.2. Let us put that 1 million. No, times 10 cesarean sections. That is 10 million, isn't it? So each doctor who does cesarean section, I've not talked about the pharmacist, I've not talked about the nurses, I've not talked about the dentists, I'm just talking about the doctor alone, is generating value of 10 million. Let us say a whole year, 12 million. One cesarean section a month, just one. They do more, but one. If you multiply by 1,000, what is that? Me, I got 10 billion or 12 billion. 12 billion just from one cesarean section. Assuming they do other surgeries, a road traffic accident of a border, a hernia, okay? Intestinal obstruction. Let's value that at, again, 1 million. All other surgeries they have done, they may be 20 or 30. Let's reduce them and say they are so cheap that they are 1 million. That gives you another 10 to 12 billion. Already just doing that work, they have recovered the 24 billion we are looking for. So it is not that the interns are taking money without returning immediate value to the economy. You can see from cesarean section and any other surgeries, we are recovering at least 24 billion. I can tell you the value is even over 100 billion if himself is doing 56 surgeries. I'm left with 6 minutes. So that is the value addition. Dr. Lutoti, this policy started in 2017. It has been around. But they have been dodging. You know, those days we were fierce. They could not bring rubbish and we tolerate it. And that's why they had to do this one in hiding. We trained them well. But my concern to the radical new, but don't be so radical. You also invite some women that say, a lot of testosterone there, you know, we need to balance. So you brought only men, we are talking tough, but we need mothers here also. Let me speak to the CDF, who now has been given the UPDF establishment, and he can deploy. The current CDF can deploy. The current CDF can promote. The previous 9 or 10 could not. So it's a special CDF. Can you imagine sending a soldier? What does a soldier need to go to Somalia? Or now they are in DRC fighting ADF. A gun, bullets, boots, a backpack, then 2 more important things. Can you send that soldier? Usually they are young, recruits, interns. They send them, can you send them without food or ration? A soldier. No. Can you send them without leaving him with the money to send to the wife? So the wife knows actually you are working. No. So why are we sending interns to go and die from Ebola? And I wanted to add this value. Dr. Muhammad Ali was a resident, what other people would call student mastering in medicine, surgery, KIU, died from Mubende. That time I was in the National Task Force of Ebola at the IDR. He died from Ebola. He was doing surgery. So what we are talking about is ingrained in the law. It's an occupational health risk. To be an intern, I can guarantee you. We have died. Ours is between, these interns you see here, they stand between life and death. They are not the interns to push paper. I mean, I'm in law school. I know I will do my internship. But at 5 o'clock, I'm going to sleep. You can actually be going to have lunch at 5 o'clock. And a whole truck of guys who have had an accident come. You will leave the next day at 5 o'clock. They stand between life and death. I thought I should distinguish that. In fact, we told Museveni that, sir, if Jesus is seated at the right-hand side of God, these interns are seated on the left-hand side. And you don't want someone who is determining life and death. Let me tell you, the difference is very minimal. The difference can be putting up a line and fluids run, or the guy is just demotivated that he does not put up a line. And you will die, or you will live. So we need very, very motivated frontline health workers. The other point is, You talked about it, I will not repeat. Very well. The doctrine of separation of powers. If you bring it down to the ground, you cannot be in law, you cannot be the prosecutor, the accuser, the judge, and even the prisoner. You want the universities to enroll, train, examine, they will pass all their interns because they are marketing. So it's an internal contradiction, will worsen the quality. What is the politics? I've talked about protecting the gains. The president is always talking about scientists. Okay? These are scientists. Uganda cannot develop without doubling the number of doctors and nurses. We can even export them if we think they are too many. But let us invest in them. We had moved from I used to earn 500, we moved 1 million, we went to 2.5. We have a letter in 2021 where interns were earning 2.5 million. That is that time when we were saying securing your future. So we secured our future from 1 million to 2.5. Then now we are saying protecting the gains, meaning the 2.5 should remain. But it has gone down to 1 million. So for us, we have lost the gains. So politically speaking, we have lost the gains. What are the labor-related matters? The Occupational and Safety Act, I've talked about. The Employment Act, the Contracts Act. It does not become a contract until there is lawful consideration. You are the experts in law. And here we are saying we must have them employ themselves. It is an constitutional Article 25, forced labor. 44, even if there is a war, you are protected from forced labor. Okay? Unless you're in the military, unless there's a court order, unless you're in the prison, those are, so are interns in prison? Are you made to do internship by court order? Are you doing internship because it is a war zone? These are the things provided for in the Constitution. And then finally, I wanted to talk about money, because this is money. So one time we met the president, he said, for us, he's going to give money to roads. And even if they eat, journalists, you can quote me on this, because they said it. He said it and you remember it. Even if they eat the money of roads, the money will be so much that the roads will still be made. So we are asking the president that you pump money for these interns, give them a lot of money, that even if they eat it, the interns will be trained. We have seen 723 billion given to Day Farmer. Who know, Lutoti, you're a pharmacist. Do you know any drug you are getting from Day Farmer? Metronidazole, which is the cheapest. But I don't know when me have never prescribed any showing Day Farmer. Inspire Africa Coffee, 180 billion. Muramuzi was telling me he's a coffee farmer. I asked him, which coffee comes from Inspire Africa? We have given 180 billion. Lubowa swallowed over 200 billion before we saw one brick. Isn't it? So when you look at the total of money which has been spent, it is over 2 trillion. Atiak sugar, 666 billion, no kilogram of sugar yet. I heard Bahati saying, Minister of Trade, that this year you are going to see 1 kilogram of sugar. 1 kilogram of sugar, 666 billion. It is the most expensive sugar on heaven and earth. And we are saying medical interns, 24 billion, too much money, even if it is 240 billion. After all, the money of Atiak sugar alone can train interns for 10, 20 years at the current pay. The money of Day Farmer can train interns for 15 years. 2,000 interns. So my concluding remarks is that this is about money. This is the National Budget Week. And Dr. Ramadan Gobi said, look here, we have some money. When he launched the National Budget Week, he said, the National Budget Month, he said, we have some money. The second thing he said, there shall no longer be public ceremonies. And he said the public ceremonies will save the exact amount of money the medical interns need, 24 billion. Can that money which has been saved by Dr. Ramadan Gobi, thank you very much, the economics that works, that's what he says. We want it to work, just bring that money and give to the medical interns. Remember, by the way, Ministry of Health already has money. So what they need is just a top up of even maybe 10 billion or even less. We are not even asking for 24. 10 billion can disappear there in the parliament and they can't even trace it on CSR. So can parliament give us CSR for interns so that they eat food? Thank you very much. I'd like to thank you for inviting me here. Dr. Semakade. He also gave me a shirt of Radical Nuba. I feel so special because I've entered medical school in style. I mean law school. I've entered law school in style. The full president of the society giving me a shirt. The lady called me and said, what are you giving me? I said, I'm giving you a shirt. I said, I must put it on now and sit with the rest to show that among the 7, one at least has entered the Radical Nuba. So I'm the non-executive member of the council of the Radical Nuba. So thank you very much, lawyers. I will thank you so much, health workers. You supported me in the political campaign, and the lawyers, once again, thank you so much. I'm very honored to be here. You know, in the law school, we are required to participate in these activities. So once I put a report there, I'm going to get marks from coursework. It's 30%. They told you must participate, you must be. I said, hey, so let me go. When you call, I said, I'm coming in the morning, please. Thank you so much. I wish you well. And let us fight on. A luta continua. This is for our own good. My father was a medical doctor. I saw what he went through. He ran to Kenya, came back. He was in Mubende there. I myself, I got a job in the United States. Very good job working with the discoverers of HIV, University of Maryland. I gave it up. I said no. Because whenever my father could tell me stories, I say it's unbelievable. So 15 years ago, together with these people, Mukuzians, we said we must show the people that the worker must be put at the center of everything. That's why I joined UPC. UPC is the Workers' Party. And we are moving forward with our policies. Forget the history. We are moving forward and we shall soon capture power. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, dear young lawyer. Oh my God, this is awesome. It's getting more intense by the minute, and we are actually on the same issue. For those that are just joining us, we're discussing the health policy that was just signed, which is being said to be unethical, unpatriotic, and unwelcome and rejected. That is from the health practitioners from the different bodies. We've just been listening to the former president of the Uganda Medical Association, who of course has given his very, very deep remarks, and he has made mention of critical issues that are going to welcome the next and final speaker, who is going to speak into, of course, the biggest of them, not necessarily saying that there was an order. Dr. Ekwaro, we also know that the next incoming speaker is, of course, where you were once. And of course, we know that he has the issues that are biting